Let's go and grab these motorbikes. This is part two of probably the biggest shed deal I've ever done. Going to be lots of treasures, but the best value things in the shed, other than the ride-on mower, are two good motorbikes, and I want to grab them quickly before some family member gets them. Hey guys, Chris the Autocycler. It's Sunday afternoon. I've left Christine running the shop. I'm only going to go out to this property for about an hour, but I wanted to grab these two bikes. As I said, I have done deals before where you shake hands, the money changes hands, and then some family member from Whoop Whoop gets wind of the stuff being sold and says, oh look, I was promised this and I was promised that, and it gets awkward. They want to take things that I have actually bought. In this case, I've just left a deposit. So we're going to go out and grab these motorbikes, and who knows what else we'll throw in the van this time. I'm back from the shed. I didn't film out there because the owner was there, and we had some interesting discussions, which you will, obviously, if you read the title of this video, you'll know something's up. I have got the two motorbikes. I've got an old ride-on mower here, really old. I think it's a Colt Australian-made ride-on. There's an air compressor that's only a cheapie. I've got the good Honda fire pump, so I've got a bit of value. In fact, I've got better value than my deposit, which is good. The hiccups were that the old guy, I won't name him, the old guy is starting to lose his mind a little, and he knows it. He's getting a bit doddery. I think he's in his 80s. He lives on his own, and I'm glad I got a receipt for the deposit last time, because I go out there this time and he opens the door and everything's rosy, and we wheel the motorbike out and he can't find the keys, and he still can't find the keys. He's put them somewhere. Then there was a go-kart type frame in the shed that was misplaced, as in it was there when I was there last. It wasn't actually in my footage, but it was in when I first inspected. And I said, what happened to that? Did someone take it? I'm not really worried about it. I didn't see much value, but he didn't know where it had gone. He thought it had been stolen, but the shed had been closed. In the end, he found out that a guy he knows who he'd promised a few bits to had taken it, but he didn't know it had even gone or been picked up, and yet he would have been there at the time. So things got a bit awkward, and then I grabbed the Honda 4-stroke brush cutter out of the carport when he was inside on the phone, and he comes back out as I'm putting it in the van, and he said, oh, that's not for sale. And I'm thinking, here we go. And he said, nothing in the carport is included. It's only the main workshop. And I thought, well, mate, I paid good money because the ride-on mower is the best thing in the whole lot. I mean, admittedly, the lathes are good, the motorbikes are good, but the ride-on mower retails at $6,000 and it's virtually new. So I said, that's fine if you don't want to include the carport, or it's a garage, not a carport, but we're going to have to renegotiate the deal. So I had a look around the shed, and most of the things I still wanted were in the main shed. Most of the good fossicking and treasure hunting are in the main shed. And the other plus, other than the 4-stroke brush cutter and the ride-on mower, there was a lot of junk and a lot of rubbish and a lot of work in that garage area. So I'm kind of glad we don't have to do it now, but I've renegotiated a deal. I knocked off a couple of grand off the price I offered him, because the ride-on mower was worth that plus a lot, although we would have spent a lot of time cleaning up that shed. So anyway, I'm happy to just forget that, even though I was really black and white when we were last out there, and I said, mate, we're doing everything except the generator. And he says, yes, 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 yes. But turns out that's not the go. We've just got the main workshop. He can't lock the door. He doesn't know where the keys are. He doesn't want me to take the remote control because he has, get this, he has some distant family members coming up next week, which concerns me a little, because I reckon they're going to rummage in the shed and that might upset the apple cart again. But at least for what I've paid as a deposit, I've got more than that value here, so I can't lose this. I don't think anyone's going to take the lathe away. There's lots of other stuff I want, and I don't want people to rummage through it, and if they do, we'll be renegotiating another price. But I did say to him, please make sure no one goes in the shed or nothing gets taken, because we've done a deal on that, we've shaken on that. And he's yeah, but he clearly doesn't remember things. And even on the deposit I got from the $1,000 deposit, I got him to write a receipt, and he actually wrote for garages, plural. So I didn't point that out to him. I don't want to create any bad blood. I don't want him to feel like he's being ripped off. That you get a bit vulnerable when you're elderly and you live on your own, and all your treasured possessions are being taken away. So I want to still do the right thing. We offered to help him move his furniture as well, because he doesn't have any family close by that can help. But that's going to be a separate thing. So we've got a price now on the garage. He's agreed that it's all mine. Anyway, long-winded explanation, but that's what we're up to. I'm going to unload these things now. I have a bit of storage room near the shop, which is handy, so it will cost me something. I don't know what, maybe a case of beer, I don't know. And at least I can start moving things. We're off to the farm in the morning, so I need to get the carport, sorry, I'm talking too much. We need to get the van empty now. I'm going to unload these bikes and we'll be heading off to the farm in the morning. I'll be back to this deal next Friday. We'll just make this a short episode and we'll just have a look at what I have brought home. So we've got that nice Honda GX160 5.5 horsepower fire pump, or transfer pump, and as a pressure pump I think as well. He said that's in excellent working order. It looks pretty good. It's a genuine Honda. It's not a Chinese copy, and it's on a nice little trolley he's made with a trailer tow bar on the front of it. So that's pretty cool. So that's a nice piece. That should sell quite well. We'll take that home perhaps when I have a moment and give it a bit of a clean up and a service and just check it over. We might even do a separate video on servicing a Honda fire pump. The mini bike is it's a Z50J. It's got a slightly unusual seat on it. Seems a bit different to the ones I've seen. And yeah, it says Z50J on the side. So it's an original Honda. I had a look on the compliance plate and it's dated 1980. I think it's in good going condition, but I'm not sure. The key's in it. Again, we might do a separate video on giving it a bit of a clean up and maybe a check and service. I'm not going to go to any trouble because someone will probably buy it as a project, but I'd like to see if it actually runs, because that'll obviously help me sell it. It will probably go on eBay because these things have a bit of a cult following now, and it could bring, you know, you get things in an auction and they can go berserk, and I'm happy to be a beneficiary of two crazy bidders. So that's what we'll do with that one. It seems complete and undamaged. I don't know if it's got 4,000 Ks on the clock. I don't know if it's original. It's probably a lot for a kid running around a paddock. Now the other old ride-on here is actually, I think it's just been kind of converted into like a go-kart. There's no blade plate underneath. It's got a Honda overhead valve 160 engine. I assume they're probably around about a 5 or 6 horsepower. Again, we might make sure the engine's in running condition. I might take this to the car wash and just clean it up and probably just sell it pretty much just as a go-kart. I don't know. It rolls very easily. I don't know if he's changed the chain and sprocket ratios or anything to get a faster speed, or maybe it just puts along nice and slow. So that'll be a saleable item, but it won't get a great deal, and I've just noticed that there's no dipstick in there, so that's not a good sign. Although there it is. Still not ideal to have the dipstick out and funnel all the dirt into the sump. It may have issues, which means it might be just a rolling frame with an engine for parts. The motorbike, it's a CB250 twin. Really nice condition. We're still registered. I got him to cancel the rego. It's in good condition. It's got a little luggage pod thing on the back, and I think it's got pretty low Ks. It's a 1980 model again. It's got 31,900 Ks on it, which would be very low. He did say they're original Ks. He hasn't had it since new, but it was almost new when he bought it. It's been well looked after, so that should get some pretty reasonable money. Again, I might just do eBay for that. I'm not going to go to any trouble. He said he's maintained it very well, so I might just give it a really quick wash up and possibly run that through eBay again and see how we go. Okay, we'll finish up now. Just a quick video, an update on what's happening. I wasn't even going to go out there today, so I'm glad I did, because I don't know what's going to happen during the week. We could have got to Friday and the shed might have been half empty, and at least we've got the motorbikes. So fingers crossed it's untouched. We'll go back out there Friday. Until then, I'm going off to the farm. You'll see another farm episode. You'll probably see another unboxing from the emergency storage shed. What else? I haven't gotten repair videos ready yet, because obviously I'm going to be pretty busy doing this sort of job. And tomorrow we're going to the farm, as I said, and Christine's coming and Coco's coming, and we'll probably do a op shop crawl on the way over just for a bit of fun. See you then. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.